Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Talking to the dark, every word at the wall echo bounce back like it never left at all. Heavy in my chest, every breath feels stalled, like I'm drowning in silence while I'm begging to call. Low voice, slow pace, I don't even sound like me. Same thought, same loop, like a glitch I can delete. Trying to break free, but the lock's in my head. Every sentence incomplete, every feeling misread. I've been holding too long, now I'm spilling uneven. Every truth gets stuck right before I release it. If I scream, wouldn't matter, or just blend with the noise. Am I losing my mind or just losing my voice? No stage, no crowd, no applause when I fall. Just me in the room trying to talk through it all. If I disappear now, would it shift anything? Or I'm just another thought that the world didn't bring.
No one heard me.
I said it in the air, every word fade out like it never got there. I've been talking non-stop, but it circle back to me like my voice ain't allowed past the space that I breathe.
No one heard me.
Not a sign, not a trace, every line ricochet, hit me back in the face. If I break with the echo, it just silently bleed. Or I'm just another voice no one's built to receive. No one's built to receive. Yeah, yeah. Conversations in my head got a life of their own. Every answer feel fake, every truth overthrown. I be nodding in public like I'm good, like I'm fine, but internally fighting every second of time. They don't see what I carry, I don't show what I store. Got a warp in my chest, but I don't keep a score. Every you good, hit me different, I pause, cause I don't even know how to answer that call. So I laugh, play it off, keep it light, keep it brief. All the pressure building up underneath my belief. If I open too wide, I'ma never close back. So I zip every thought, keep my mind in the stack. Try to reach for the sky, maybe something would hear, but the silence stays silent, made it painfully clear. Ain't no sign, ain't no shift, ain't no voice in return. Just me talking and nothing while I'm watching it burn.
No one heard me.
I said it in the air, every word fade out like it never got there. I've been talking non-style, but it's echo back to me like my voice ain't allowed past the space that I'm breathing.
No one heard me.
Not a sign, not a trace, every line ricochet, hit me back in the face. If I break with the echo, would just silently bleed. Or I'm just another voice no one's built to receive. No one's built to receive. Yeah, yeah. So I lower my tone, almost speaking in code. Like the quieter I get, maybe further it goes. No demand, no script, I ain't asking for proof. Just a place where my thoughts don't feel cut at the root. I don't know who I'm talking to, don't know if it's real, but I needed this space where I'm allowed just to feel. No filter, no mask, the performance to keep. Just the weight of my mind finally starting to leak. Think there's something beyond what I'm stuck in between. I ain't asking for answers, just to know I'm not unseen. Not a voice in the sky, not a miracle scene. Just a shift in the air, something subtle, serene. Cause I'm tired of pretending I don't need to be found. When I'm lost in the silence that don't make a sound. If it lands anywhere, even lost in the scene, then at least for a moment I exist, I'm seen.
No one heard me.
I said it in the air.
No one heard me.
I said it in the air.
No one heard me.
No one heard me. I said it in the air. Every word fade out like it never got there. But I said it out loud. Let it bleed, let it be. Even if no one hears, it ain't trapped inside me.
Yeah. Still I spoke. Still I spoke. Still I spoke. Low breath, no show, just pressure. Words drip, slow cold, broke flow, no measure. Chest like dead weight, each note feel heavy. Air thick, cold room, I don't owe, I'm ready. Yeah, tongue stuck, mind brush starts piling layers. Night shift, lights dim, I fight my own prayers. Half line, sharp cuts, I drop them in pieces. Yeah. No script, no fix, let the fracture release this. No crowd, no claps, no need for a witness. Just truth in the raw, I ain't dressing the sickness. If it falls, let it fall, let it bruise, let it break. Every word I suppress, now I force it awake. I don't need it to land, I don't need it to cope. Just a crack in the cage where the silence would choke. If it vanish in there, I still carry the hope that I'm less of a ghost. Still I spoke, still I spoke. Even if it don't reply, let it scatter in the dark. Let it live, let it die. I don't know where it goes, I don't know who it means, but it's out of my chest, now it finally breathes. Still I spoke. Let it bleed, let it run. Every word that I hear, now I'm facing in front. If it echoes or fades, if it's broke, if it's smoke, I don't care how it ends. Still I spoke. Yeah, built walls. Thick skin, learn ways to be quiet. Smile thin, not quick, play safe in the riot. I'm good on repeat, that loop feel endless. But the truth in my gut kept begging for exit. I was raised in a hush where you don't interrupt, but you bury your pain, keep it down, keep it shut. So I stacked every doubt, let it rot in the base. That was looking through cracks, I can cover with grace. No filter, no frame, I ain't polishing pain. It's ain't pretty or clean, it's a break in the chain. Every word out of line, every pause out of place. Still better than drowning in a locked up space. If it shake, let it shake, if it cut, let it cut. I'd rather feel all of it than be numb and shut. I ain't asking for signs, I ain't begging for hope, I just needed it out. Still I spoke, even if it don't reply. Let it scatter in the dark, let it live, let it die. I don't know where it goes, I don't know who it meets, but it's out of my chest, now it finally breathes. Still I spoke, let it bleed, let it run. Every word that I hid, now I'm facing it front. If it echoes or fades, if it's broke, if it's smoke, I don't care how it ends. Still I spoke. Yeah, now the quiet feels strange, like it's off in its grip. Same wall, same space, but I'm not the same minute. No voice from above, no reply, no sign, but the weight in my lungs ain't as tight as before. I ain't fixed, I ain't healed, I ain't claiming I'm whole, but I'm close to the truth, and I've been in my soul. Every word that I drive, carved the lane through the doubt. Now I walk in the open, I was scared to step out. Maybe speaking was it, maybe that was the shift. Not a voice in the sky, just the weight start to lift. Every syllable said, broke a link in the chain. Now I'm breathing more real, not just living in strain. If there's something that hears, I don't need it to show, cause the change in my core is the only proof I know. Even lost in the void, even drifting remote, up my space in the noise. Still I spoke. Still I spoke. Still I spoke. Still I spoke. Even if it don't reply, let it scatter in the dark, let it live, let it die. I don't know where it goes, I don't know who it meets, but it's out of my chest. Now we finally breathe. I don't fold my hands, I just sit with the weight. No script, no lines, I don't know how to pray. Just a room dim light with a mind running wild and a chest full of noise I've been holding a while. No words, phone clean, just fragments of fear. Half thoughts, cut breaths, barely land, disappear. If this counts as a prayer, then it's broken at best. Just a spill of my thoughts, no control, no redress. I ain't speaking in faith, I ain't certain at all. I'm just tired of the silence that don't ever respond. So I throw it in the dark, let it drift, let it go. No name on the line, no direction to throw. If there's something that hears, it don't need to be clear. I ain't asking for signs, I just needed it near. Not a voice, not a light, not a miracle glare. Just a moment to feel like it's reached somewhere.
Unspoken prayer.
I don't know what to say, just a weight in my chest that I'm giving away. No words, no form, just a breath in the air. If it's heard or it's not, still I left it there.
Unspoken prayer.
No rules, no design, just the truth spilling out of a crowded mind. If it echoes or fades, I don't need to be sure, I just needed it out. That's enough, that's the cure. I was taught how to hide, how to hold, how to cope. Keep it neat, keep it quiet, never break, never show. But the pressure don't play, it just builds, then it cracks. Now it's all coming out and I ain't holding it back. This ain't holy or pure, this ain't clean, this is raw. Every doubt, every flaw, every question I dodge. Every why am I here, every what does it mean? Every part of myself I pretend I don't see. I don't talk to a name, I don't label the sky. I just needed a space where I don't gotta lie, where I don't gotta fake like I'm stronger in place. I can fall in the moment and still feel okay. If this counts as a prayer, then it's messy and real. Not a line I rehearse, just a wound I reveal. And if nothing responds, I can live with the air, cause at least I was honest. In this unspoken prayer.
Unspoken prayer.
I don't know what to say, just a weight in my chest that I'm giving away. No words,
No form,
just a breath in the air. If it's heard or it's not, still I left it there.
unspoken prayer.
No rules, no design, just the truth spilling out of a crowded mind. If it echoes or fades, I don't need to be sure, I just needed it out. That's enough, that's the insecure. Then it shifted a bit, I can't say what it was. No voice, no sign, no dramatic pause, but the weight felt light for a second or two, like the silence itself wasn't fighting me too. Same room, same night, same thoughts in my head, but they didn't feel sharp like they used to. Instead, like the edge got dull, like the noise stepped back, like I finally had space I ain't never had. I ain't claiming it hurt, I ain't saying it's real, but there's something in me that just started to heal. Not a fix, not a cure, not a sudden repair, just the calm I know I could carry in there. Maybe speaking like this was the point all along, not the answer outside, but the break in the wrong. If it reached anything, I don't need to declare, I just know I ain't empty. This unspoken prayer. Unspoken prayer. Unspoken prayer. I don't know what to say. Just the weight in my chest, that I'm giving away. No words, no form, just a breath in the air. If it's hurt or it's not, still I left it there. Same night, same weight on my chest, but it don't feel as sharp as it did before. Less, still quiet, still dark, still stuck in my head, but the silence ain't screaming like it used to. Instead, yeah, breath slow, eyes low. I just say that don't fight, let it come, let it pass. I ain't chasing the night. Every thought still loud, but it don't hit the same. Like the edge got dull on the blade of the pain. No voice from above, no sign, no reply, but I'm not just crushed every time that I sigh. It's a shift that's small, almost hard to explain, like a crack in the wall where it used to be sealed. I ain't fixing the hurt, I ain't saying I'm free, but the space in between what was suffocating me. If it's real or not, I don't need to define. I just know something moved somewhere in my mind. Something shifted. I can't say what it is. No voice, no sign, just a break in the mist. Same pain, same past, but it don't hit the same. Like a weight got lighter without changing its name. Something shifted. I can feel it inside. Not a wave, not a storm, just a turn in the tide. I don't know how it works, I don't need it explained. I just know I ain't stuck in the same place again. I was drowning in noise that I made in my head. Every loop felt endless, every path felt dead, but I stopped trying to win every war in my mind. Now I sit with the chaos, don't need to rewind. Let it breathe, let it breathe, let it come, let it go. I ain't running from it, I just move a bit slow. Every thought still flawed, every doubt still near, but it don't feel like something I gotta fear. I ain't searching for a light, I ain't begging for a piece. I just stop that and wait every time I release. Every word that I said, every truth that I broke, let the gap in the walls I was building before. Now the air feel different, I can stand in the space where I used to collapse. Now I just let it stay. If this change got a name, I don't need to repeat it, I just know deep inside something shifted. Something shifted. I can't say what it is. No voice, no sign, just a break in the mist. Same pain, same past, but it don't hit the same. Like a weight got lighter without changing its name. Something shifted. I can feel it inside. Not a wave, not a storm, just a turn in the tide. I don't know how it works, I don't need it explained. I just know I ain't stuck in the same place again. I ain't reaching the top, I ain't claiming I'm healed, but I'm close to the truth in the mask that I sealed. Every breath feel real, every moment more mine. I ain't lost in the noise every second of the time. No miracle scene, no dramatic repair, just a calm in the storm. I can finally bear, like the weight still there, but it's different now. Like a dome in my life, every second somehow. It was something that I heard what I said in the dark. You don't need to speak back, it already sparked. Not a voice, not a sign, not a hand in the air, just a shift in the chord that I finally can share. I ain't need confirmation, I ain't chasing the sign, cause the proof and the feeling that settled inside. Even if it fades out, even if it gets twisted, I remember this moment. Something shifted. Something shifted. I can't say what it is. No voice, no sound. Something shifted. I can't say what it is. No voice, no sign, just a break in the mist. didn't feel empty. Same room, same night, but it didn't resent me. Rest slow, chest light, I can sit, just exist. No war in my head, every second I'm in it. No voice, no sign, no words in the air, but the weight that I carry, they ain't heavy in there. Like it shifted its place, like it softened its grip, like it's still in my life, but it don't make me slip. I ain't searching for proof, I ain't chasing the name, I just know how I felt when it wasn't the same. Every thought still there, but it moved with the flow. Not a storm, just a current, I'm learning to know. If you ask what it was, I can give you a line. I just know in that moment I felt something to line. Not dramatic or loud, not a miracle hit, just a calm I can trust, yeah. I felt it, I felt it. Didn't need to see, no voice in the sky, just a shift in me. Same world, same plane, but it breathed different now. Like I finally found space I was missing somehow. I felt it. I don't need a sign, no proof, no name, just a piece in my mind. If it fades, if it stays, I don't need to predict. I just know, in that moment I felt it. I was fighting myself every second before, trying to silence the noise, always closing the door. But I stopped pushing back, let it sit, let it stay. Now the chaos don't hit me the same kind of way. Every breath got depth, every pause got space. I ain't running from me, I ain't losing the pace. If the doubt come back, I don't panic or fold, I just let it exist. I ain't fighting control, it's a different kind of strength. When you don't gotta prove, when you don't gotta win. Every thought that you lose, when you sit in the dark and it don't feel like war. When the silence ain't something you're scared of no more. I don't know what they call it, I don't label the shift, but it's real in my chest. Every time that I breathe it in, I don't need to shout, I don't need to commit, I just carry it quiet. Yeah, I felt it, I felt it. Didn't need to see, no voice in the sky, just a shift in me. Same world, same plane, but it breathed different now. Like I finally found space I was missing somehow. I felt it. I don't need a sign, no proof, no name, just a piece in my mind. If it fades, if it stays, I don't need to predict. I just know, in that moment I felt it. Now I walk through the same roads I used to avoid, but it don't feel heavy, it don't feel destroyed. Every step got weight, but it's grounded, it's mine, I ain't drifting away. Every second of time, no illusion of perfect, no lie. That I'm healed, but I'm honest with pain, I don't hide how I feel. Every scar got a place, every doubt got a seed, but they don't run the room every time that I speak. If there's something beyond what I can't understand, they don't need to explain, they don't need to command. Cause the shift that I felt already did what it did, turn the war in my mind to a place I can live. I ain't chasing the high, I ain't stuck in the fix, I just carry the calm in the middle of it. And if anyone asks how I made it through it, I won't say much, just I felt it, I felt it, I felt it. I felt it. I felt it. Didn't need to see, no voice in the sky, just a shift in me. Same world, same pain, but it breathed different now. Like I finally found space I was missing somehow. I felt it. Not alone, no, no, no. Yeah. Not alone. Same road, same steps, but it feel less cold. Same scars on my skin, but they don't control. Same voice in my head, but it don't run loud. I can hear myself think even stuck in a crowd. I was lost in the noise, now I sit with the sound. Every piece out of place, now I start in the ground. I ain't fixing it all, I ain't rushing the pace, but I'm standing in truth, I ain't running away. No miracle shift, no dramatic release, just a calm in my chest I can finally keep. Every breath feel earned, every second feel owned. I ain't drifting no more, like I'm stuck in a zone. If the dark come back, I don't feel what it shows. Cause I've been in that space, I know how it goes. And I know deep inside, even when it get cold, I ain't walking this path on my own. Not alone. Even when it feel quiet, no voice, no sign, still I move through the silence. Same world, same way, but it don't hit the same. I don't carry it solo, I don't carry the pain. Not alone. I can feel it within, out of hand, out of face, just a shift in my skin. If it fades, if it stays, I don't need to be shown. I just know deep inside I'm not alone. fighting myself every night, every breath, trying to outrun my mind, feeling close to the edge. Every doubt had a voice, every fear had a name. Now they sit in the back, they don't leave me the same. I don't silence them all, I don't push them away, I just let them exist, they don't ruin my day. That's a different kind of peace, that's a different control. When you don't gotta win just to feel like you hold every step that I take. Got attention behind, I ain't stuck in the past, I ain't lost in my mind. If I fall, I get up, I don't question my worth. I've been down in the dark, now I know what I'm worth. And I don't need a crowd, I don't need to be known. I got space on my chest that I finally own. Even deep in the night when the doubts start to roam, I remind myself I'm not alone. Even when it feels quiet, no voice, no sign, still I move through the silence. Same world, same way, but it don't look the same. I don't carry it solo, I don't carry the pain. Not alone, I can feel it within. Not a hair, not a face, just a shift in my skin. If it fades, if it stays, I don't need to be shown. I just know deep inside I'm not alone. With a calm I ain't had before. Not because life changed, I just don't fight it no more. Every scar got a place, every doubt got a seed, but they don't take control. Every time that I breathe, I ain't searching for signs, I ain't chasing the voice. I just trust in the shift that I felt in the noise that was more than enough. That was real in a way that I can't put in words, but I carry each day. If there's something that hurt, every word that I broke, it don't need to respond. It already spoke through the calm, through the space, through the weight. Think I lied through the way I can stand in the middle of the night. I ain't saying it's easy, I ain't saying I'm strong. I'm just saying I'm here and I made it this long. And if anyone asks how I held on this rope, I'll just say one thing, I'm not alone. Not alone.